Good evening, everybody. From the summit of Mount Washington, we have a very special weekend hiking forecast for you this Friday evening. And that is because this weekend is Seek the Peak weekend. So before we get into our forecast for the weekend and our current summit conditions, I wanted to talk a little bit about the events and festivities happening tomorrow, Saturday, July 19th. Those festivities will take place at Great Glen Trails at our Apres Hike Expo. So after you get done seeking any peak that you would like, come and meet us at Great Glen Trails at the base of the Mount Washington Auto Road for a wonderful time. I am super excited for lots of things that are happening tomorrow. And I also have with me a few of our summer summit interns who are also very excited. So if you guys want to come over here and we can talk a little bit about what's going to go on at Great Glen Trails tomorrow. So this is Max, one of our summer summit interns. Max, what are you most excited for at Seek the Peak?
I'm most excited about all the outdoor activities that are at the Apres party, especially the rock wall.
The rock wall. I'm also excited for that. Awesome. And Madeline over here, what are you excited for?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to listen to all the live music going on from all the local artists. I can't wait to hear it.
All right. And Zakia, what are you most excited for?
I'm most excited for, one, the snowcat. I want to definitely get in the snowcat, take pictures, and also just the food.
I am excited for all of those things, and I am perhaps most excited to come down off the mountain and meet all of our wonderful supporters and spend some time with y'all. So every dollar that you donate goes directly to supporting our weather operations here on the summit of Mount Washington. So we really appreciate all of your support. But we are so excited to meet you all tomorrow, so thank you guys. Awesome. So now for the weather this weekend. So right here, we're looking at the current summit conditions. Our current summit conditions are very, very nice right now. So we've got winds at 18 miles per hour. That is below our seasonal average for this time of year, as well as our annual average. So winds are pretty light. However, if you take a look here at our 24-hour data, we did reach a peak wind gust of 97 miles per hour. So that 97 miles per hour is far above average for our summertime winds. So we did see some pretty interesting winds over the past day or so, but those winds have been on a downward trend for most, if not all, of today. We also have a temperature of 45.5 degrees, so around 45 to 46 degrees, and that temperature is a little bit chilly. However, we did reach into the upper 30s today, so it has been a pretty chilly day on the summit of Mount Washington. And when you pair that with those wind speeds, you do get what's called a wind chill, which is an estimate for how cold it feels against exposed skin. And that wind chill right now is 37 degrees, so it does still feel pretty cold outside. Another unique thing I'll point out about our conditions right now is our visibility. So our visibility right now is 90 miles, which is very far for summertime. So we have a very dry air mass moving in, which has resulted in some pretty incredible visibility. And actually, if we take a look at our deck cam right here, you can take a look at what that looks like from the summit of Mount Washington. So it's a very calm, very beautiful night. And we pretty rapidly cleared around early afternoon today from being in the fog for quite some time. So it's been an exciting day up here on Mount Washington, a very wide range of conditions. But let's talk about what kinds of weather we're going to see this weekend, especially for our Seek the Peak fundraiser. So this here is a surface map. It shows us those high and low pressure systems, as well as any weather fronts and that green shading precipitation throughout the region. So as you can see, that high pressure is going to be building in the area tonight. And as that ridge shifts offshore, you're going to see an area of low pressure forming over the Great Lakes. And that trough is going to approach from the west, and as that trough approaches from the west, it's going to bring us some precipitation. And this is into Saturday night, so the bulk of that precipitation will hold off until Saturday night into Sunday, but it looks like the latter half of the weekend is going to be pretty unsettled in the region as that trough moves through. But let's take a look at what that looks like in terms of precipitation intensity. So this map is similar here, but let's take a look at what that precip looks like as we move into Sunday. So this is starting Saturday morning, and it looks like it's going to be pretty clear with that ridge cresting and shifting offshore. But then as that low pressure and that trough approaches from the west, you can see those bits of heavier precipitation or areas of heavier precipitation moving towards us overnight on Saturday and then into Sunday. So let's zoom into New Hampshire here and take a look at when that precipitation might be the most relevant or the heaviest. All right, so again, we're in Friday night here, no precipitation in sight. Saturday is looking very nice as well, but then as we move into Saturday night here, you see that precipitation start to move in. And this preset map here is hourly precipitation. So you can see that precipitation moving into New Hampshire Saturday night. Oop, jumped too far ahead there. All right. All right, so here we are on Saturday night. You can see that precip starting to move in. And then into Sunday, you can see those pockets of heavier precipitation as we move into Sunday morning and afternoon. So you'll see even here, this is Sunday afternoon. We do see a bit of blue shading there. So some pockets of heavier precipitation, particularly around that mountainous terrain in northern New Hampshire. And then lastly, a little bit of a sneak peek as we go into the work week, some more high pressure is going to build in and start to taper that precipitation intensity. But precipitation is expected in the form of rain through the end of the weekend. But let's take a look at something else that is going to be particularly relevant on Sunday, and that is convective available potential energy. So it looks like there's going to be some forcing along a warm front on Sunday. And that forcing is going to bring about some convection, which it could bring about some thunderstorms throughout the day on Sunday. All right, so let's take a look. That blue shading represents more convective available to potential energy. And so as we go into Sunday, this is first thing Sunday morning, you see some lower CAPE values, but as we go throughout the day on Sunday, you'll see some higher convective available potential energy values, particularly in southern New Hampshire, but creeping up far enough north that we certainly do have a chance of thunderstorms throughout the day on Sunday here in the mountains. But like I said, tomorrow is our annual fundraiser, Seek the Peak. So we are super excited for that. And through tomorrow, our wonderful sponsor, Oboz Footwear, will be sponsoring our weekend hiking forecast, which will be particularly exciting for tomorrow. So let's go over those conditions that we're expecting this weekend. Friday night will be in the clear under mostly clear skies with temperatures in the lower 40s. So temps are going to be a little bit colder tonight. They'll start to rebound on Saturday. Winds northwest shifting west at 20 to 35 miles per hour and then decreasing to 10 to 25 miles per hour. So temperatures have rebounded a little bit. Winds are a little bit more mild now with a nice return flow. But that wind chill is going to be starting at 30 to 40 above and then rising. Saturday will be in the clear under partly sunny skies with temperatures in the mid-50s. Some nice mild winds. They'll be ramping up a little bit throughout the day. Might make it feel a little bit chillier against exposed skin. But winds increasing to 25 to 40 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Let's take a look at Saturday night. Saturday night is where conditions start to deteriorate. We'll be starting in the clear, then trending mostly into the clouds under increasingly cloudy skies. Chance of rain showers early, then rain showers likely after midnight. And that chance of isolated thunderstorms, that slight chance of isolated thunderstorms late starts to creep in by the morning time. Temperatures around 50 degrees and winds continuing to increase to 25 to 50 miles per hour with gusts up to 60 miles per hour. And then perhaps the most unsettled day of the weekend, Sunday, in the clouds with rain likely, then trending towards mostly in the clouds under decreasingly cloudy skies with a chance of rain late in the afternoon. And of course, those chance of thunderstorms are going to be what we want to keep our eye on Sunday. Temperatures in the lower 50s and then winds starting out at 35 to 50 miles per hour, decreasing to 25 to 40. Of course, with that convective activity, with those thunderstorms, higher gusts will remain possible. But join us at Great Glen Trails tomorrow, July 19th, for food, brews, and gear. So find your peak, seek your peak any day, any hike. And then join us for our Après Hike Expo tomorrow at Great Glen Trails, and we are super excited to see you there. We hope you enjoy your weekend, whether or not we see you at Great Glen Trails tomorrow.